Most of us eat rotis every day, but have you ever wondered whether your roti is actually helping your digestion or slowing it down? Today, I'll show you 3 healthy rotis that will not only fill up your plate, but will also balance your gut, your doshas, and will have a very strong anti-inflammatory and gut cleansing effect. Keep watching. Welcome back to Fix Your Ahar series, where joining me is today Dr. Saloni, who is going to be telling us 3 different healthy rotis, which according to Ayurveda not only balance your gut, but also give you the blood purification and cleansing effect. So let's start.
I have 3 options today.
Okay.
First is jowar spinach roti.
Okay.
Second is kodo carrot roti.
Okay.
And third is ragi beetroot roti.
So all of these are millets, and millets, of course, everybody knows are nutritious and also have a gut balancing effect. During the video, we are going to be telling you which millet is actually more suitable to which body type. So keep watching because you don't know what millet is actually best for you. So stay tuned. So the ingredients for today's recipe of the 3 rotis is here on the right side of the screen. Make sure you take a screenshot. And what is the first roti that we're going to be starting
So
with?
we will be starting with jowar spinach roti.
So jowar spinach roti is our first one. Let's start.
So first we will make the dough.
Okay.
So actually we are using 2 type of flour.
Okay.
One is millet flour, jowar millet.
Okay.
And we will add half a portion of khapli flour, khapli wheat flour.
So you're mixing 2 flours. Okay. Let's talk about jowar. So jowar is this millet which is really good for a gut balancing
Yes.
effect. So what are we starting with first?
So we are starting with jowar spinach roti.
Okay.
We have our parath.
Okay.
So I will be mixing jowar flour with khapli wheat flour.
Okay, so we're mixing 2 flours, which is something that Maharishi Ayurveda doesn't really recommend for a person who has gut issues. If you're a normal healthy person, then you can mix flours, that's completely okay if your Agni is good. But if your Agni is damaged, you are constipated, then better to go with a single flour.
Yeah. Okay. So a half a cup of jowar flour.
Okay. And you know, people who should eat jowar is something very interesting because it's a very healthy millet.
Yes.
It's kashaya and sweet in taste, and by being sweet, of course, it pacifies pitta.
Yes.
So anybody who has acid reflux issues, acidity issues, or indigestion due to burning sensation should actually incorporate jowar in their life. It's very good. Also for those who want to do weight loss.
So half a cup of khapli wheat flour.
Okay.
Specifically, we are using khapli flour. There is a difference between normal wheat flour
Okay.
and khapli wheat flour.
What's the difference?
The wheat flour we are getting these days, it is genetically modified
Okay.
to get more yield.
Yeah.
But khapli is traditionally what grains we used to get.
Okay.
That is khapli flour.
Okay.
So it is easy to digest. It is more nourishing. It
Yeah.
has more minerals in it.
Yeah.
So and glycemic index is a little bit lower.
Okay.
Although it have gluten, so it is not good if someone wants to have gluten-free diet.
Yeah.
But you can skip this. You can already have this.
So what is the next thing you put in?
So we'll add spinach puree. Can you pass it?
Okay.
So
We have spinach puree.
Quantity will be same like half cup.
So half cup of jowar and half cup of spinach.
Yes.
So let's talk about jowar. Jowar is this, you know, really good, of course, pitta pacifier like I talked about.
Yes.
It not only pacifies your pitta but also your kapha. So kapha is anything that causes weight gain, that causes mucus, that causes, you know, sinus issues. So great for those who are trying to lose weight. Jowar is a great grain to add. But tell me this, what is the ideal season for taking jowar?
Actually, jowar can be taken in any season because
Okay.
it is not very much heating also.
Okay.
And since we are adding other herbs and we are adding ghee also,
Yeah.
adding spices also,
Yeah.
so it is actually three doshas balancing.
Okay.
But if consumed in excess amount, like every day you are eating lots of chapatis, only
Then it's a vata.
Yeah,
Vata.
problem.
Then it can cause issues with your vata, especially if managed, if you know, mixed with spinach as well, because spinach also aggravates vata. So anybody who has body pains, anybody who has, you know, like anxiety issues.
So I'm adding 1 tablespoon of salt,
Okay.
and then we will add little bit of ajwain, like half a teaspoon.
So this is for those, you know, who are not predominantly, don't have a vata problem, but are still a vata body type. Adding ajwain and ghee can actually balance out the vata aggravating properties of both jowar as well as spinach.
So
Okay.
now I'll mix it. If necessary, we can add water.
Okay.
because we need a soft dough.
Mostly the problems that people have with millets is that soft roti nahi banti. You don't get a soft roti. That is the biggest challenge that everybody has. So the other way of doing that is, of course, you mix a large quantity of water in the millet, or you can mix 2 flours. You can keep 1 rice flour or 1 kabli atta flour, and mix it with your millet and then make a roti out of it. That is also okay, as long as your agni is good. So spinach is also contrary to some of the properties of jowar. Jowar is dry, ruksh and light, whereas spinach is heavy, moist, cooling in nature. So these properties kind of bind together to give you a very healthy formulation sort of a thing, which not only balances, your doshas, but is also a great blood purifier. Anybody who wants to improve their liver health, this roti is great for them. Jowar spinach roti is excellent for anybody who has gut issues which are not really clear, but their liver is not functioning well. They feel a little sluggish, and there's a lot of toxins in their body. So anybody who has excess toxins, they feel like there's a coating on their tongue in the morning, spinach jowar roti will be a great addition. But try to eat this during lunchtime and not dinner time.
Also, I would like to add, since spinach has lots of iron in it.
Yes.
So this is also a good point.
Yes. So great source of iron, minerals, vitamin A and K as well.
Yes.
Is a great addition. Excellent for growing children as well, because they do tend to have worms. Great iron resource and good by Ayurveda as well. Now, because this is millet, so we're going to add at least 1 teaspoon of ghee, and you can add as soft as you want the roti. Millets are drying in nature naturally, so ghee addition is always good, either while making the dough or even if you want to put it on top of the roti while cooking.
Yes. So as you can see, our dough is ready.
Yeah.
It is soft.
It is soft.
But we will keep it for 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll make rotis.
All right.
And around 5 to 6 rotis we can make from this quantity of flour which we have used.
Okay.
So accordingly people can increase the quantity.
Okay.
We'll keep it in another plate.
Okay. We have a plate.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna keep this here. I'm going to cover it with a muslin cloth. So what is the next roti we're going to start with?
So we'll start with kodo flour.
Okay.
Same proportions, like half a cup of kodo flour.
So this is a kodo carrot roti.
Yes.
Okay.
So half a cup of kodo flour.
And I have the carrot
Yeah.
pulp
And
here.
half a cup of kapli wheat flour.
Okay.
And half a cup of carrot puree.
Okay. Lovely. Very colorful rotis. So tell me about kodo millet. Like, I know that it's one of the supreme millets out there. What are the properties of kodo in Ayurveda?
So it is sweet.
Okay.
In taste. It is light, dry, but it is somewhat heating in nature.
Heating.
Little bit of.
All right.
And we are adding carrot in it. Carrot is also a little bit of heating.
Okay.
But we can add herbs like coriander or sauff. We can add little bit of
little
to counter the effect.
the heating effect of both kodo as well as carrots, because both are warming in nature. Kodo is more warming than carrots. Carrots are still a little bit cooling, I would say, but not enough to make it into a cooling roti. So this one is particularly not the best for extreme pitta individuals, but it is still Fridoshik Shamak, and it's great for all 3 body types. Can take it safely. Balance it out according to your body type or your current problem. If you have acidity and acid reflux, try this roti and see how you react to it.
Also depends on what you are pairing it with, the curries.
Yes.
So you can balance it out
With the
based on
curry as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I am adding 1 teaspoon of salt.
Okay. Salt, which is again a flavor which is great for Vata individuals.
Yes.
The good thing about kodo millet is also that, it is very good gut nourisher, as far as I know. And kodo millet is also one of the millets which may not be great for Vata individuals, because it is quite drying in nature. So you have to add a lot of ghee again in that. Okay.
So I'll add little bit of cumin seeds.
Which balances out the Vata qualities that are aggravated by kodo millets.
So I'll start mixing it.
Okay. So kodo millet is also recommended for those who have blood sugar or who have diabetes. Is it something that is good for diabetic patients?
Yes, it is. Actually, all 3 millets which we are using today are good for diabetic people, good for heart health, good to manage your cholesterol levels,
Yeah.
and gut friendly, easy to digest rather than other heavy millets.
Yeah.
So these are better for everyday choice.
Okay. So what is the heaviest millet to digest?
I guess bajra.
Bajra? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason why bajra is actually used more in winters when your Agni is really strong and it is able to digest it. And what is the lightest millet according to you?
I think samak is the lightest.
Barnyard millet is the lightest to digest.
It is almost ready and it is soft also.
Okay. We again add.
1 teaspoon of ghee, cow ghee.
So today we're using certified organic cow's ghee, which is very nourishing, quite sattvic in nature, and it helps bind the millet flour together.
Also, it counters the rukshgun.
The dryness in millet is countered by the fat of ghee, which is very, very important in millets, because if you are not adding enough fats to millets, it can be very, very drying in nature, and anybody who has constipation can actually get more constipated with millets if they don't add enough amount of fats.
So this is almost ready and we will keep it.
So this is our carrot kodo roti dough ready, which is going to sit with the spinach dough, and we're going to cover it for about 5 minutes. Okay. So the third roti we're trying is beetroot ragi roti, which is a great anti-inflammatory roti. Ragi is of course a great nourisher, especially for women. And beetroot itself has, beta carotenes, very high beta carotenes and iron levels. Great for anemic people. And as Dr. Saloni said, it is also great for bone density. So let's start.
That is why it is good for twins.
Yes. So beetroot ragi, let's talk about the qualities of ragi first.
So ragi is little bit heavy in nature.
Okay.
And heating also.
Yes, ragi is quite heating in nature. So for those people who have pitta issues, you gotta be a little careful with ragi. You should see, I think, how you react to ragi as well.
Yeah. So I have added half a cup of ragi flour.
Okay.
And half a cup of
Kapli.
wheat. Yes.
Okay.
Now we'll add our beetroot.
This is the nice beetroot pulp that we've taken out, and you can see the amount of beetroot you need in the recipe, in the ingredients. And we're going to mix the exact amount of beetroot with our flours. Next is some salt. We're using Himalayan pink salt.
And in this we are using flax seeds. Oh. The ragi is already very good for heart health.
Okay.
But we are making it more good using some flax seeds.
Yeah. So ragi is light, dry, sweet, and it is kind of a millet which is actually heating in nature. So if it is used in excess, because of its lightness and dryness, it can aggravate vata, and because of its heating nature, it can also aggravate pitta. For kapha, it is kind of mild, but if you were to incorporate ragi, it's great not only for your gut, for nourishment, but also gives you a certain detoxification and keeps a mental calm. Anybody who has mental health issues, ragi is quite nourishing for the mind as well. Moving on to beetroot.
Yes.
Now beetroot is bitter, moist, and again warming in nature, and beetroot is a great detoxifier because of its bitter nature. So again, similar to spinach, it purifies your blood, it purifies your liver toxins. So beetroot is a great addition for those who are trying to look for detoxing their gut on a regular basis. But this is a very, very warming roti. So either eat it in winters or eat it according to your body type is what I would recommend, right? And for flax seeds, again, this is also a winter product. Flax seeds are great for winter. They are very good for those who have constipation issues. They have a good amount of fat and as well as help with moving your colon and, kind of add as a great fiber, right?
Very good.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll add ghee.
Okay. So last step is adding ghee and then we're ready. If you remember the point where I said, anything the Ayurveda relates, anything that appears in nature to be the same as what it does. So you can see that beetroot is looking very similar to blood color.
Yes.
That is why these, herbs or these spices or these fruits were actually identified as being good for the same dhatu that they look like. And beetroot again proves to be a great blood purifier,
yes,
and a liver detoxifier. So find out what in nature or what in your garden actually looks like what, and see whether it actually works on the organ that it looks
Yes.
like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is ready.
Okay. So we're going to keep it here and again keep it for 5 minutes. All right. So now our dough balls are ready and you can see the lovely colors that these dough balls have. And this is a great lunchbox or tiffin box idea for kids as well because they love colorful rotis, colorful things. You can also use this as a pizza base as well to make it more interesting for your kids. All right, so let's start rolling them and let's start making rotis.
Yes.
So our tawa, iron tawa.
And tawa.
Yes, we're cooking our rotis on iron tawa.
We start with lighting the fire. I'll start rolling.
So we're starting with our spinach jowar roti. Again, reminding people it's great for those who want cooling rotis. Spinach jowar roti, great detoxifier.
So as you can see, it is little bit easier to roll the chapatis because we have added wheat flour. Okay, so now I will add it on the tawa.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'll roll another roti.
So next we're taking the kodo carrot roti. Yes. It doesn't look like a kodo carrot, it's so yellow, but that depends on the quality of the carrot that you're taking. We took a very bright red carrot, and if you have a deep red carrots, which is usually in the winter season in north of India, then you'll get a more red colored roti. So anytime you're cooking with millets, I think it's great to add some sort of a spice which will help either control the vata aggravation, because millets are known to cause more constipation if your Agni is not functioning well. In general, have ghee, have sesame oil, and add spices like ajwain or hing or jeera.
Yeah.
These 3-4 spices are really good to add along with millets. If you don't want to add them to your rotis, add them to your curries as you eat them. It's best. And also one thing we forgot, you have to, if you're not using powders or flours, you have to soak your millets for at least 10 to 12 hours if you're planning to make chilas or anything with them, because millets need that soaking because of extremely dry in nature. Very nourishing but very dry.
It has started cooking, so
How long does a millet actually take to cook?
it take more time than normal wheat roti.
But I do know this since I've started adding millet rotis to my lifestyle. If you're a person who has 2 rotis, you will get down to 1 millet roti because it is enough to fill your stomach. That's how nourishing and filling a millet roti is. It has a good amount of fiber that makes you feel full.
So that is why it is good if you are on a weight loss journey.
Yes.
It will keep you full
Yes.
up
Yes.
to longer hours.
And you know, nowadays we also don't know the kind of atta, wheat flour or maida we're using. It's a mix of maida and atta together. And the wheat flour quality is not the same as it used to be. So we don't know what the problem out there is, but specifically taking out this one problem in people's life has actually led to a lot of reduction in symptoms of gut issues. So anybody who's out there in having gut issues, I always recommend them see if gluten is the problem for you, or figure out better sources of gluten or better sources of atta if there are for you.
So as you can see, it is taking lots of time.
Yes.
A wheat roti would have been prepared.
So we're going to fast forward this cooking time because millet rotis do take a lot of time, and move on to cooking other rotis.
So
Next roti we're putting is carrot
kodo roti.
kodo roti, and we'll start rolling the beetroot ragi roti. So we're almost done with about 6 rotis in total, 2 of each, and we're going to finish our last beetroot ragi roti. And let's do the plating now. Now our rotis are ready. Dr. Saloni has done all the hard work, and she's serving it with moong dal, which is considered very light in Ayurveda. So now we rate these rotis on our VPK meter and our Sattva Rajas Tamas meter. Let's start with our first roti, which is a spinach jowar roti. How would you rate it for Vata, Pitta and Kapha?
Very good for Pitta and Kapha, but
Okay.
not good for Vata.
Okay, so we are going to rate it about 95% for Pitta, 95% for Kapha, and about 60% for Vata individuals. And the next roti?
Both the rotis are slightly eating in nature, so very good for Pitta, but very good for Vata and Kapha.
So both the beetroot as well as the carrot rotis are heating in nature. So for about Pitta individuals, we'll rate 50%. For both Vata and Kapha individuals, we will rate about 90%. Vata individuals should still be a little wary of millets, add a lot of fat and add a lot of spices if you're trying millets for the first time. Now let's rate our rotis on the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas meter. I assume them to be completely sattvic, okay, because we did not use anything that's tamasic. We rate all three of them very high, about 90 to 95% on the Sattva meter, and very low Rajas and Tamas in this particular meal. So this is a big win-win. We made really well balanced anti-inflammatory and gut balancing rotis today, which are also quite sattvic in nature. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Saloni. This was a wonderful recipe, and as usual, if you want best Ayurvedic recipes which are authentic in nature and the Ayurveda behind them, follow us and follow the Fix Your Ahar series on Marshe Ayurveda channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Do comment below what are your favorite rotis that you have every day to keep your health perfect, and we will get back to you with our suggestions. We'll see you again in the next recipe. Thank you so much for joining us. Follow us, Fix Your Ahar series. Jai Gurudev.